and then I have my data sheets. I log my numbers. You got to know your numbers, man, and your conversion. Like, what am I doing? How am I doing this week? And I'm recording that as I go along.
Okay, so every appointment, every close, every knot, you're keeping track of so you can evaluate.
It's my dashboard. How do I know I'm flying the plane well if I don't know where I'm at?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Just another day.
Another day in paradise. So we have the same barber, Adam. What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good look. What I want to talk about, dude, first of all, I always like to kind of give people a reason for why you're sitting here. Mm-hmm. Like, we have 52 weeks in the year. We do this every week, right? So with 52 slots. I don't take it lightly. And when we started this company, one of Sean's key principles was we will not have people train that are not good at what they're training on. Mm-hmm. And that sounds basic and rudimentary, but it's not. You see it in youth sports. You see it like my daughter's on a volleyball team, Adam, and the coach has never played volleyball. She's learning more on TikTok videos from actual coaches than they're teaching her at school. So hopefully they don't hear this, but whatever. But that's the society we live in.
But
right?
It's honest. That's why I like it. That's why I respond it, because it's truthful.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everything's so political. I don't want to hurt their feeling. I don't want to tell him that he hasn't sold in 10 years and he shouldn't be training because he's Tom and he's been around for so long. So let's let him do the sales training. This is what happens at a lot of companies, though.
Right.
I've been there. Like, why is this guy on stage? He hasn't sold in 20 years.
So it's poor relatability at that point, and then they're not technology. They're not advanced to know what the latest things are.
Correct.
To how you navigate through it.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Dude, I don't sit here and I haven't sold in like 5 years. When I was selling, we didn't do virtual. We just got like e-apps, dude. Like, I'm the paper app guy, like 30 pages.
Send
you forgot the signature type shit.
Yes,
So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, here's how you close all your appointments, because I'm not doing it anymore. Do I think a lot of the concepts remain the same? Oh, yeah, I sit here and talk to you guys. It's the same stuff we trained on, but that's why we have you guys come in. You sold over $500,000 last year. You sold $2.3 million with us since you joined in 21. So my point is, my man knows how to sell life insurance. It's why he's here talking to you about life insurance today. But we were talking a little bit before we got on about the prep, right? Which you talked a little bit about on your True Talk. And it's just like anything. It's so important. You know, my kids are all in sports. And I didn't play a lot of sports as a kid. I was more like, I wrestled and boxed, right? My kids don't do that. So I can't really help my son with basketball because I'm like, you punch him in the face, oh, that's the wrong sport.
Well, remind me not to make you mad. So
yes.
That's good. Yeah.
but the prep I can help them with.
Agreed.
And I think that's probably the biggest part.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're going to learn how to shoot and dribble and all this stuff, but is the middle school coach really going to help them with the mindset and the prep for the game? Probably not.
No.
How to bounce back from a loss, how to bounce back from a mistake. Like, my daughter's a gymnast. Last week she was practicing her aerials. She's 9. Aerials, like,
wow. That sounds really advanced.
She's nailed a few of them, and then one of them she got really high up in the air and got scared and didn't turn all the way, so she fell. She fell properly according to the coach, but it scared the shit out of her, to be honest.
Yep.
So I'm like, I can't tell her how to do an aerial. I can barely do a damn cartwheel, but I can talk to her about the prep. Like, last night she had class, and I'm like coaching her before. Hey, you're very good. Accidents happen. We're going to bounce back. We're going to learn from this. But that stuff to me is more important. Same thing with sales.
Sure.
Right? You can be the best, best guys in the world, but if your prep's not right, you may have a pretty shitty day.
Absolutely. So, because it comes across to people. People are going to pick up on it.
Absolutely.
They're gonna know that.
So can you, Adam, in a few minutes, break down? We have a lot of new agents that watch this. Some of them have never been in the field yet. Some of them are getting ready to get ready to get ready. They got to have everything in a, this has got to be there. I got to know all the products. I got to know every carrier rep at every carrier. I got to see every application. No, you don't. Talk to me about the best prep for a new agent.
That's all anxiety.
Sure.
High arousal state from so much anxiety, adrenaline transfer that I got to, you don't have to know everything. You need to find 2 or 3 people as your running buddies that are doing it like you.
Right.
That's what I did. First off,
okay,
who is your core team? And I interviewed him for 5 minutes.
This is before you sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. outside of the doors of a Vancouver conference. Oh yeah, and I said, "Yep, Dean. Oh yeah, use the lemon battery pack. I used it, so my battery would never die. Like different things. Oh yeah, I did 426. Okay, cool. How'd you questions, right? And I'm all about like, how'd you engineer all that?
Right.
And they tell me this is what you got to do. So Brian Mendelham, binder. If you're gonna go face to face, you need a satchel, you need a binder, and you need your license. You need a picture of your family, what you're doing it for. Right. How people die by accidental death, a summary sheet, whether you're doing final expense or mortgage protection, and a budget, like what's finding the money for a premium that they can afford. Right. That's a big deal, right? If you're going to be a virtual person, right, I had an iPad, right? Okay. It had its own phone line. Okay. So I literally at times would go outside to get a signal to come back to see about the decision on the app. If you have to do that, I drove to different places because I was in the boondocks. Yeah. There's certain places around Joint Base Lewis McChord is, the military, there's dead zones. Right. So we drove a half an hour to go to wherever they knew there was signal, and we did it on the back. I did it on the back of grills, hoods, trunks. Don't matter. Right. You go where they are. That's what I did. On the street. I don't care. I did it. Why? Because that's where they felt safe and they wanted to do it. Right. So that was face-to-face. Okay. On the virtual side, you got to have a cockpit like you're a fighter pilot. This is dogfighting in the virtual world. So how can I recreate the in their home experience? I'm going to get right to brass tacks if you want me to. Sure. All right. So on the left side of my desk, I have my iPad that I've had for 2 years. Okay. All right. And that's what I use to talk with the team, all the team stuff, right? Yeah. Team, all that. Okay. In front of me, I have a big screen. Okay. That allows me to layer on the different windows I need to do my job. Then I have my second screen, which is my laptop screen. Over here, I've got my phone in the stand. I've got my notebook. That's it. That's all I need, right? And you are virtual or telesales? Or both? What's the difference? Virtual is Zoom, Google Meet, I'm seeing you, FaceTime. Telesales is I'm just calling and selling over the phone. I do both. Okay, so let me go there. So real quick. So for me, I literally have my calendar. That's right below me. Right? Okay. I got that right. I have an infographic that explains the formula of how you get life insurance. Okay. Whether it's whole life, term, universal life, plus the amount that you want in your death benefit is equal to your age, health history, driving record, and what payment you can afford without canceling. That's the formula. Okay. So when I bring people in, right, I'm bringing it, and I'll use Crankwheel. What's that? Crankwheel is like Zoom, but it's a nice little, you can click on it, and they can see visual right there. Oh, okay. It shows your face. So what I do is I go, hey, Mike, see, I'm Adam Marquis. I'm a real agent because I texted you my driver's license and my state insurance license match up. We met off the internet, but now you can validate so you feel safe and comfortable. Immediately establish. Now I'm in there with them. I can't see them. The lady doesn't like that. I don't do that. It just shows it on me, and I bring them right onto my screen. Okay. And I go right into the term insurance toolkit because term and universal life are synonymous with underwriting guidelines. Right. So I'm trying to go IUL. Okay. IUL. You're leading with IUL. I'm trying to. If I have to, I'll go a whole life final expense and stack on accidental because it's flashy, it's big, especially if it's return to premium. Yeah. But that's how I'll operate. And so I've got FEX, insurance toolkit, term toolkit. Now I have the main ones I'm going to be using. Mutual of Omaha, coding tool, login. I've got Americo, same thing. Boom. And then term, and then I have my data sheets. I log my numbers. You got to know your numbers, man, and your conversion. Like, what am I doing? How am I doing this week? And I'm recording that as I go along. Okay, so every appointment, every close, every knot, you're keeping track of so you can evaluate it later. It's my dashboard. How do I know I'm flying the plane well if I don't know where I'm at, right? Yep. Then I adjust my lead spends, right? How am I converting? Here's the thing, 25% or greater on conversion. It's not 100, so that's the real number. Sure. Where did I learn that? Jake Conan. Yeah. Why? Because I went to an event and he was explaining that. And I was like, okay, quarter of my thing, I can do that. You get around everything. You go to the Ignite, the conference, convention. Yeah, you go and you become a student and never not become a student. Become the best student and stay that humble and hungry. It all aligns with being the student. Absolutely. And then being teachable. And don't lie to yourself because we do. Sure. When we want to back off and we think... I don't need the training. I sold a lot last week. I'm good. No, because I probably have an encounter with another colleague that will be life-changing. That was huge at the convention. That was Lead Champ Pro. my agent CRM with AI texting. Yes, Jamie. Yes, Josh Lockhart. Shout out to you guys.
Sure.
Why? Because we were friends from years ago. We started talking, and that's where it all came out.
Yeah.
Versus the formality of everything, it was informal. Because those are my friends.
Right.
And they were like, no, you really ought to check this out. It's working for him. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll build that in. So now I build that in. That's my CRM.
Right.
And I use money.com for your basic, when am I coming up for my annual, different things that's going on, right? So that's the tools. So how do you put it all together? You need somebody. You need somebody to do that. So let me ask you a question here for people that are listening. Do you want to be with somebody who's a Hall of Fame producer or not? Do you want to be with somebody that's selling at a really high level that you want to be part of that or not? If you do, and you're willing to put in the ingredients and the leads and do that kind of stuff, then you should work with me. Why are you not on my team?
Right.
You should be on my team.
Absolutely.
Right? Because a lot of people don't want to work that hard. They don't want to work that hard, and they don't want to fail.
Correct.
And they don't want to look like they're uncool or unsexy or whatever about the whole business. No, stop it. Roll up your sleeves, get into it, and get really into it and get good at it. See, here's the thing. How do I get good at doing this? There is no substitute for the field work.
Right.
You have got to be willing to get banged up. It's kind of like this. I love war movies, stuff like this, right?
Okay.
Ever seen Band of Brothers? I love that.
I've not seen it. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, my word. But when they fly in, the paratroopers, you're 82nd Airborne. That's what we are, Family First Life. We're going to take the field. They dropped in. They're trying to find their units, find their people. That's what it's like for me. Who are my people? We're gonna band together, and we're gonna go forward, and we're gonna win. Right. That's what it's like. You feel like you get dropped in. Okay, however you get here. Now, who are you going to find are your core, and you're going to run with them.
Yeah.
And then you share the pains and the joys.
Right.
Because you have somebody to share it with that actually cares.
Yeah.
So I still go to team meetings. I still do all that stuff. I'm not like, never. No.
Dude, the funny thing about that, Adam, is like Steve Giordano's coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And every time I have him up and I ask him about training, you know what he says? Dude, I get on as much training as I possibly can. Mm-hmm. And you go, dude, you've been the number one producer for like the past 100 years. Like, what do you mean? But that's why. Like, people think, oh, when I get that good, I don't need to participate anymore. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's when you have to do it even more. You should get on everything. If the top guys are on all the trainings, going to the conferences, the conventions, the team meetings, linking up with other people, maybe you're selling a little more than them. Who cares? You can still learn something.
Well, it's just like this. If you want to be a field guy, you got to run with the field guys.
Right.
If you want to be a virtual, like my worst month was 26.
Okay.
Because I was switching
Worst
over.
month ever.
Ever was switching over. My best month was 139.
Okay.
Now I know what it takes to make that.
Right.
I know what it takes to make that, right? And 50K is good for me, right? Because I still have some time to do everything where I'm not doing 120 hours.
Right.
So, but the reality is I was willing, and I did that for a long time to get really good at it.
Yeah.
So how do you get proficient in this? You got to be in the field. You got to be doing it, and you got to be willing to fail and fail forward and fail quickly and quickly get up and find people who are going to pick you up when it's hard and when it's great. Because now you have a team. And that's what I learned from sports.
Yeah.
Is you celebrate, you learn together, but we're going to win together.
Correct.
That's what, and my core group of people, right? And they know who they are, and a shout out to them because I wouldn't be here without them.
Absolutely.
I would not be here if that's the secret sauce. You want the secret sauce, and then you bring that in, you assimilate it into your sales process, and then you stop lying to yourself,
right? And
you start doing what you don't want to do until you get good at it, and then when you get good at it, don't be lazy.
Right.
Lean forward. That's why I'm leaning forward. Lean forward and stay engaged, and still be helpful to people, and then you start getting that synergy. You start getting ignited again. Right. So staying ignited is important. And I know that's the theme of one of the conferences, right? But being a fire starter, not in a weird way.
Right.
I don't trigger anybody, but the reality is, how do you ignite yourself?
Right.
I get ignited off other people and learning that stuff. Like you can feel the passion hits me now.
Yeah.
Right. The anointing hits me. Like,
sure.
Let's do this. And then how do you stay there? By yourself?
No.
That's a lie.
Right.
It's not true. So again, like right now, if I call Brian Rollins, he's going to answer.
Yep.
You know why? Because he was there for me, and he knows I'm going to get back to him, and we still scrimmage on different things on how to become better. Or if I call whoever, if I call them, they're going to answer.
Right.
Why? because I honored my word and I honored them, and I'm going to honor them here and still do that. And if I need something, they know, and vice versa. Right. That, to me, is everything.
Yeah.
Because all this is great. I love it. I'm grateful. But you're not here. When I leave, it's me.
Correct.
Who is my team? Who am I really close to? Now, let's get out of romanticizing everything, and let's be real, right? There's a lot of time in 168 hours a week. What are you doing? Like, I go to the gym, right? And I work on myself, right?
Yeah. What's your schedule, right? Because you're selling what a lot of people want to sell, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Most people come. They don't. I've not met the guy that joins us and goes, Mike, I just want to do $150K a year in sales and be broke still, but just sell life insurance instead of being broke at my job.
Yeah.
No, they come here and go, I want to hit Hall of Fame. What is every new agent that goes to convention, sits through the award show, sees everybody get up with their red jackets? They go, I want to hit Hall of Fame next year. Right? So you've been Hall of Fame every year since you've been here. What is your schedule?
Get up 4:30 or 5.
Okay.
Right? And my time with the Lord. Minimum of half an hour.
Yeah.
My spiritual development.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going in the courts of heaven, and I'm praying, and I'm sending the angel house out for bring people that are gonna be buyers and aren't gonna waste my time. We're gonna enjoy the time. It's gonna be report talk to glue the sales, but rapport building.
Yep.
And really enjoy that, because I'm spend a lot of time doing it. I might as well take pleasure in it.
Right.
What I'm doing.
So getting your mind ready.
Right. Right. I fast till noon.
Okay.
So I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna work. I still stay right on the ground. Right. And I don't take a lunch.
Okay.
I eat when I can.
Yep.
And I go all the way to 5 or later.
All right.
All right. On Saturdays, I do half-day Saturdays to catch people when they're home.
Okay.
Working people, right? Right?
Are you booking appointments, one call closes? What's your strategy?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
All. That's what I tell everyone. All of it. There's no one method.
Right.
You've got to – anyone ever play baseball? Any playing sports? Right? So I'll use baseball, right? If I'm not getting to the plate, I'm not hitting any balls.
Right.
How many I need to get at-bats. I need to get in front of as many people as I can. And that's how I put the numbers in my favor. That's not even my line. That's everyone else has taught me.
Sure.
You're hearing, when you hear this stuff, I'll give credit. I can't remember everybody in the second.
Right.
I learned their word tracks to become what I do now. And you can too.
Right. That's the thing. Like, nobody's reinventing the wheel.
No.
We're just taking, like, what we learned years ago, passing it to certain people. They're passing it to other people. It's the same concepts. Yes, processes have changed.
Sure.
We're no longer, writing 32-page applications with all these riders that go along. You don't have to have a damn suitcase to go out to your appointments. Most people are virtual. E-apps are done instantly, right? You're paid the next day. You don't have to wait 2 weeks like we did back in the day. But the principles, the concepts have not changed.
So if you're wondering, there's a lot of sizing people do up, who's going to be the people I'm going to put around you. You got to be of like personalities, but they've got to be people that are going to motivate you and challenge you and tell you shit you don't want to hear.
Right.
To get better.
Yep.
So your first 90 days, your brain is wiring to what you're doing. It's a neuroscience.
Sure.
It's fact. It's fact. So what habits you're doing are gonna be hard. It gets easier. I don't care what it is: diet, exercise, new job, new habit, whatever you're doing. Playing an instrument, it's gonna suck.
Right.
So get through Suckfest faster.
Correct.
So do more till it becomes automatic. Now your brain's freed up to do more to take on the next stuff. That's what I would say to everybody. Go through Suckfest really quickly.
Right.
Like Navy SEALs. This is gonna be. We're gonna do boot camp. This is not gonna be all that great.
Correct.
And I know it. But it's going to be great.
Right.
Because I'm going through with the right people.
Correct.
And I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to get good at this.
Yep.
So that no matter what comes in front of me, I can handle it. Or I know who can. Hey, I'm going to call my senior underwriter right now. Yep. And they're the quarterback in the year. That's Grady Paulson's. I'm crediting people. That's exactly what he said.
Yep.
And go, all right, now you want me to put me on speakerphone or not? Boom. And I've done that.
Yeah.
I still remember my first person I closed.
Really?
I can still see it in my head. I won't say his name for privacy.
Okay.
But I could still see it. Yep. It was Americo FEX.
Yeah.
He had an AIG and he wanted this one. I go, well, you don't need the 2-year wait period. We'll do this one. Boom, done. Yeah. I still can see him. Because everything was on the line to do good. So I bet you can too.
Oh yeah.
The people, right?
Absolutely.
You can see those certain people, right?
Yep.
And when I see them now, it's more about the relationship than it is about the business. That to me is a win.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, we talk about client for life, right? It's not just, let me just sell as much policies as I can to random people. you're building clients for life. You want that client to, whenever, even if it's something you can't help them with. You know how many times I've had clients call me about health insurance back in the day? To the point where I'm like, I need to find someone just to refer them to because I don't do it. I'm not going to. But it's because of the relationship that I built with them. They think insurance. They go, let me call Mike. Who's your policy with? It's with Mike. No, like what company? No, I got it with you, Mike. No, I know, but what carrier did I write you? We have like 24.
So here's some pro tips that people shared with me that I'll share with, I'll just credit them all, right?
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 applications per home, Grady.
Yep.
Higher percentage.
Absolutely.
They can't get rid of you as easily.
Correct.
Okay. Everybody hear that? So if you layer on more,
yep,
you're going to have more of a client for life, right? People don't care what you know. They care how you treated them. They remember how you made them feel. So I'm going to slow down. It's really important. Really important. That's what makes you the difference from a sales guy to somebody who is really a partner for them in the work, the business, a business partner. Big difference.
Yeah.
You know, anybody can, I don't believe in the sales side of like you pull off something off the shelf and give it to you. No, we're customizers. Correct. You are I'm going to reinvent some of the language here. You are a broker. You are not an agent wholly because that's captive talk. No, you are a broker and you are a field underwriter.
Correct.
If you have more than one company, you're a broker.
Sure.
So you have some tools in your tool belt, right?
Yep.
And then how do you sell? Well, you got to find people the way that sell the way you are, that's like your personality, so you can mirror that until you become good.
Right. Most people's sales presentations is really like a combination of all the training and individuals. Like I guarantee you got a little bit of Steve, a little bit of Brian, a little bit of this one.
Yeah.
And that's how we did it back. It was not like I'm going to copy this guy. No, I'm going to find what works for me. But it's just base. It's almost like people give AI art a lot of shit, right? Because AI artists, it takes samples of everybody's art that's out there and creates something, right? Now, I'm not defending it.
I'm getting ignited again. Yeah,
but it's the same thing in what we do, right? Your sales process, presentation, whatever you want to call it, is a combination of everything you've learned prior to this moment.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, ready? Mark Mead. He would literally do it like this. I could still see him on the video. Yep. I would drive around and listen to it and watch and stuff. Selling final expense to seniors. That's exactly what he did.
Yes.
He did it just like that. And I would listen to those over and over and over and over and pick up the word tracks. And then I was like, oh, that's really good. I'm going to put that in my process. That's all I did.
Right.
It wasn't hard.
Nope.
That resonated. I'm going to use it. That's good.
Correct.
But I'm not going to act like, I'm the man. No. I'm going to honor. I'm going to do it. And then later, hey, thank you, everybody that's ever helped me. I really appreciate you because I wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah. I always say this. It's not easy, but it's simple.
Yes.
It ain't rocket science. We're not trying to put people on the moon or on Mars like Elon Musk. We're not splitting the atom. Dude, we're going out to people or meeting them. Now you're not even going out. You're at your home with a computer. Somebody requested life insurance, and it's your job to just connect with them, talk to them for a few minutes, and find something that fits their needs and budget.
That's it.
It's not that deep.
That's it.
So if you're struggling, it's you, 100%. That's what I've always loved about this is if I'm not getting the results that I want, I'm doing something wrong because there's too many people out there doing it.
So let's go back to the core principles where everything aligns is accountability.
Yep.
And ownership. Own it.
Correct.
So are you going to be a business renter mindset or are you going to be an owner?
Right.
At the end of the day, I own everything. It's my business.
Sure.
Okay. I'm only as good as the team. That's how I see it, right? Like when I was a CEO, I put people that were way better than me and smarter.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they were the best.
Correct.
I still know how to do that today. I want to put people around me that are the best. Why? Because then it's going to push me to go.
Right.
Like when I talk to Steve, it's going to push me, right?
Yep.
If I talk to different people, it's going to push me.
Right.
Right? And I know that I know. Here's the thing. Don't miss this, everyone. You know, you don't want to do it. What's going to help you to do it? That's different for every person. That's right there where it meets. Excuse me. Right there. That's the wall. How are you going to get over that wall? For me, it was the right people.
Yeah.
And it still is because it's a people business. We're in front of people, so you got to have the people that know what they're doing that are going to willing to work with you or not.
Right.
Right. And so that's as simple as I can make it.
Right. Like, dude, if a new agent joins your team, You've been doing this for what, 5 years now? So
4 years. 4 years completed on 4/26.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've ran enough appointments. There's not a situation a new agent's going to run into that you haven't already dealt with.
Probably.
People are people.
Yeah,
right?
Probably, yep.
Like, there's outlier. Yeah, but people are people, and the demographics we deal with are the demographics. They're very similar. There's a handful of different scenarios, but if you've been doing this for a few years, anything a new agent's going to run into, you've already handled. So to your point, find somebody good and just attach at the hip. That's what I did. Thankfully I was recruited by Sean, and he had already been doing this for like a year plus.
There you go.
So anything I didn't know, I'm just like, hey, dude, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? I didn't need to be the smartest guy in the room.
But if you called him right now, you'd answer.
Absolutely.
That's because the relationship was built from that
100%.
trust. Because he said do it and you did it. Me too. That's
Correct.
the same thing. It's that simple.
Yep.
And I didn't know it, and you don't have to know everything. Stop it.
Right.
How you learn is by keeping those people close to you when you need it, and then you'll get good at it. And then when you get good, how do you go from good to great? Become a 4-quadrant agent. How do you get even better? Challenge yourself with the people that are going to. So, we all kind of do that. We kind of go with this, and then I would pick different people that I want to run with. Yeah. They're going to push me. Like virtual.
That's the key. People that are going to push you.
Push me.
Do you feel challenged when you're around them, or do you feel like, this is a breeze?
If you don't like it and you're pissed at them, good.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're frustrated, good. You know why? Because that's where you're starting to get the creative back and figure out how you're going to do it. That's what it was like, and it's what's still like.
Right.
Like right now, how do I do the IUL better? How do I structure it better? How do I do? How do I make it? How do I make the numbers in the illustration be even more awesome for them?
Right.
That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
How can I? Again, who do I go to? Juan.
Right.
Juan's training.
Yep.
Now, did I know? No, Juan. Juan is an expert.
Correct.
So what did I do? I literally did this. I took his video. I stopped it. I took pictures of those. How he was doing NLG.
Yep.
I'm serious. I still have it to learn. How did he just do that?
Right.
And that's what I did. And that's what I'm learning now. It's like how to do that even better by the masters. Right. You go to a master Jedi, you want to learn it. I'm just trying to appeal to different audiences here, right? You go to the master Jedi, man. We're Jedi.
Absolutely.
Why? Because but not being that kind of weird sales. I don't like that. I like authentic, and people like that, especially in New England,
right,
where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
Direct is good.
Yep.
I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Let's be as indirect as we possibly. Let's pick it up as we can.
It's a different vibe.
It's different. You got to adjust,
right,
and work through that. But at the end of the day, people appreciate the truth.
Sure.
Is by how it's delivered to them.
Yep.
Right. And the reality is quoting isn't qualifying, folks.
Right.
I'm not here to give you quotes. I'm here to get you qualified.
I'm not the quote guy.
So I kick it off with 2 yeses. So, Mike, your birthday is 4/17/1980. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right, and you want to leave money to Sharon, your wife, right?
Yep.
Well, my name's Adam Marquis. I'm a field underwriter and broker, and I have kind of companies, right? My job's to get you approved for the most amount of coverage based on your needs and budget, right? I kick it right off. Get them yes, again, yep, this is what I'm here to do.
Right.
So the goal is to get you day one, no wait period, permanent coverage with a permanent payment and permanent coverage line, as long as you can make the payment, okay?
Yep.
All right. So what I'm going to do is going to ask you some questions, right? Some carriers take diabetes more favorably. Some take heart stuff. We're going to figure that out. That's where I come in. That's where you need me. See, I'm on your team. I'm on your team. I'm your ally. We're going to try to figure that out. And I try to bring them on through video right on my screen. We do it together. All the defenses, the walls come down if we can. If not, straight up phone, that's fine. Right. I'm going to thank God for text message authorization or email now. Oh, yeah. So, John, here it comes. Yep. Tap on it, right? It says 365. No, that's fine. Okay, tap on it if you would. What's the 6-digit authorization code after you've read that? Well, it's 625392. Okay. All right, great. And then I'm going through the health questions.
Right.
So if I want Brad Allen, here, I'm going to give him here it is. Ready? The first part is all the information about you. You tell people to help them feel comfortable. First, it's all about you, health questions, and then a legal way you're going to pay for it. Right? Now, you learn the nuances by doing it, so you're not going to learn everything. Right? So that's what I did. Yeah. And that's still what I do. I just had a guy had come into my house. He wanted to learn it, right?
Yeah.
So, sure, let's go.
And then one of the biggest keys is the mindset.
Yeah.
And this is a dumb question to ask, but I'm going to ask to prove a point. When you are going to run your appointments, do you expect to close them?
Yeah.
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 And that's half the battle right there.
Yeah.
If you're going like, I'm probably not going to close it, dude, don't even call them. Shut your computer. Knock it off. Give your leads to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or maybe quit. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm being dramatic, but not. Like, if you're approaching it like, maybe I'll be. No, you have to act as if. You have to be presumptive. That was our whole sales training, was be presumptive. Mm-hmm. Expect to book the appointment. Expect to be coming over the house. And expect to close that appointment when you get there. Does that mean you're going to close everyone? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. But you'll close a lot more.
Absolutely.
And to your point earlier, getting around people that are in life where you want to be, whatever that means. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to selling life insurance, if you want to be a Hall of Fame producer, then hang around Hall of Fame producers. Mm-hmm. You and your two buddies that started together, neither one of you can sell, you ain't going to get that far together. Mm-hmm. You got to expand. You got to reach out to people that are already doing what you're looking to do.
I would agree. And so excuses are not reasons.
No.
Ed Cole taught me that. Excuses are not reasons.
Right.
Most of it are excuses.
Yeah.
They're not reasons. So again, what's going to push you through that threshold of uncomfortability?
Right. And that's what stops a lot of people. It is uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it's true. The adages still work.
Yep.
Be comfortable with staying uncomfortable.
Correct.
But you do it with a team wrapped with you.
Right.
Makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, I still talk to Brian. He's my upline, right? I still talk to him a few times a week. Why? Honor. Yep. Still learning. Right? I still reach out to my group. You know, I came here before, your Fab Five, right? It's still true. My upline. And then I've got people that are ahead of me. Mm-hmm. And I want to run with them too. Like, whatever I want to go do, I go and I find who are those people. Right. And hey, will you work with me? There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So my 9-year-old daughter's a gymnast, right? And my wife brings her to practice twice a week, 3-hour classes, right? She'll go to the gym, come back, but she watches her a lot, and she's like, she fools around a lot, you know? It's not that serious, right? So this past week, actually yesterday, she had class, and for whatever reason, I don't know if there wasn't enough girls in her class that was there. For some reason, she practiced with the older group. Mm-hmm. Girls that are better. The coach came after, like, she was like so focused today. She was really trying to keep up with them. She did phenomenal. Because she's kind of in between. The girls that she practiced with, she can do more things than they can do, but not everything the older girls can do. But I'm like, she needs to be challenged. She's bored. She's there in a class where everything that they're teaching her, no, she's not perfect, but she's like, I already know how to do cartwheels. I already know how to do all that stuff. These girls are doing aerials and all other kinds of shit that she's like wants to do. Mm-hmm. So once she's around the girls that are better than her, that know more than her, she was more focused and did much better in the class. Mm-hmm. It's no different in everything else we do in life.
Well said.
You're hanging out with people that can't close a door. Well, guess what? You ain't going to close a door either, bro. You hang out, you're on Zooms or you're on Teams with people like Adam, people like Steve, people like all these top producers. Guess what? You're going to get better. You're going to get better or you're going to quit. Mm-hmm. Right? Fight or flight.
Well, you know, there's something to be said because if you have people that are the level you want to be and then you're at their level, then there's Buddy and it's all Tommy and it's great. You need to level up again.
Correct.
You got to level up again.
Yep.
And so that's the same thing. Like, you know, I want to be a really good 4-quadrunt agent so I can
That's your goal now.
I can pivot to no matter what. I want to get into the cool I'm trying to use simple retirement stuff, but like participating whole life.
Yeah.
All the really kind of groovy stuff you hear about, right? Because my clientele starts to talk about. I want to know how to do it even better.
What's the most amount of annuities you sold in a year?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
100K.
100K.
You know, 150. Again, I want to get better. IULs is probably closer to half my business, third to half now. Yeah. So
awesome.
Again, getting to that.
Right.
But depends on the leads you get too.
True.
On the health of the person and what they qualify for. So so now I've got really good leads and no, I'm not telling you what they are because they're for my team and what we're doing and they work and then you got to be on my team if you want to do that.
Right.
You know, because I don't want them drained.
Sure.
Grady Paulson taught me that too.
Yeah.
So others is like, I'm willing to share a lot of stuff and a lot of the stuff pieces is kind of like if you're going to run with me.
Right.
Yeah, I'll open it up to you.
Love it.
All of it.
Love it. Well, let everybody know, watching, if they do want to join your team. Not if they're an agent with us.
Yeah.
So it'd be clear about that. Like, well, I want to. No, you stay where you are. But if you're looking at FFL and you sat here and watched this podcast and you go, you know what? I like this guy, Adam. Want to join his team. Where do they find you on social, internet? How do they
find me on Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah, that's probably the quickest one to do. Right, and if you're an entrepreneur, you just sold a business, you know how to, you want to do that, you want to do different things, yeah, come on, and you're willing to invest in leads and quite a bit of money and get really good at it and be committed, I want you.
Yeah.
I want you.
And that's the key. It's like, can anybody do this? I struggle with that. No.
Like military, I want military and athletes. Why? Because they know, like me,
Absolutely.
We know how to work.
But it doesn't take any experience.
No.
You don't have to have been in sales. You don't have to have been an entrepreneur prior to this. You don't even have to have had a job. Dominique Rogers, you know Dominique?
Yeah, of course.
You know his job before selling life insurance? He was at NC State playing baseball. That was his job. He didn't have a job. This was his first real job. Hall of Fame producer last year, sold for a year. But my point is, you don't have to come from any particular background, but you got to have the right mindset. You got to attitude, activity. That is the one thing that has remained true from the day I joined this business to today. A lot's changed. We talked paper apps, daily pay, all this stuff. Now signatures through text. Back in the day, everything was a wet signature. Oh, one thing changed. Go out and get this amendment signed. The two things that have not changed, I think the key to this business, attitude, activity. You manage both of those, and you'll have success.
I think humble and hungry still fits very appropriately. And
Absolutely.
The one I would add for me is you become who you hang around. If you want to be a top producer, be with them and do it.
Look at who you associate with.
Yeah, you're going to win with those who are winning, and you'll lose with those who are losing.
And it's not but look at the people you associate most with, people you spend most of your time with, and ask yourself, do you want to be in life where they are? And if the answer is no, redefine your associations.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Take the black book. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's recalibrate.
Yep. It's like you look better at your house. Go there, But I appreciate you, dude, coming up. I really do. We had to hunt you down, man. But you're working like crazy, bro.
Yeah, man.
But it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Where do you get more great training like this? Since you asked, fflconvention.com. You can sign up now, get your tickets. We'll be back in Irving Convention next year. We also got 2 Ignite conferences on the horizon. So in June, there'll be one at Phoenix. Grady's helping with that one, putting that one on. And then we don't have a date yet, but in the fall, we'll have an Ignite conference on the East Coast. West Palm, I think, same place we had it last year. So we'll get information out about that. But get registered now while tickets are you talking about leads. Dude, we gave out $500,000 in leads this convention.
Outstanding.
Like all leads, not just restoration. All those little vouchers Sean was passing out, $1,000 in leads for every voucher. So you want to get in the premier seating, the VIP, so you can get yourself, free leads and get trained. So anyways, thanks again, dude. Guys, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And you know where to find us every week right here on The Next Level. We'll see you soon.